Hey, everybody. It is Root Chakra Healing Mondays. So, for something a little different this week, I had asked the group members, actually just a little bit ago, um, if they had any ideas or particular themes, if you will, that I could talk about and apply to the chakras this week. So, one of the themes, it's probably not a great word, but the theme we're going to use this week is grief and sacrifice. So Rick, if you hop on, thank you. I'm not going to share a lot of detail with what was shared with me just because it's not my place, although I feel like I was kind of given permission to do so. So when we make decisions, that are really life-changing, right? It's almost like we're, I don't want to say torn, but in a sense torn. In one hand, we really want something so much, but then we have a belief that's very deep or whatever it may be that might lead us to do the exact opposite of what we really want, right? We're making this huge change, but it's not in vain. It's not for no reason. It's for reasons that are very important to us, right? So a lot of things come along with that though too. So in the root chakra, don't just think about, the root chakra deals with basic survival, basic needs, feeling safety and security. Sometimes when we make sacrifices, it doesn't feel safe and secure. It feels icky. The grief that goes along in that sacrifice, even when we make the choice ourselves to have that change, it's still a loss, right? We're still losing something that meant a lot to us. Excuse me. The statement, I have, relates to the root chakra along with those basic needs being met or not. So then the feelings of when we don't have, right? Or we have one but not the other. There's feelings of instability that can come with that. So if we're talking about our present now moment, and I want to clarify that too, because if I'm making a sacrifice now, then there's things I can do, right? I can allow myself to feel whatever emotions are presenting themselves. I can work through maybe an inner battle that I might be having or have already had and now coming to terms with it or a level of acceptance around it. Take those steps to keep the energy flowing so that it's not creating new blocks within our root chakra. We may notice too, depending on our life experiences, if our choices now are triggering something from before. So if I have blocks already in the root chakra, then this might bring up some old stuff too that still needs attention. So I might have some past experience, emotions and thoughts, energy that are going to be brought into my present now moment that's already full of emotions, thoughts, and energy, right? Heavy energy. For me, when I make sacrifices, I wobble, so to speak, meaning on how I think and feel about the sacrifice I'm making. So I want to bring this up in case whoever watches us, if you also experience the same. So on one hand, or one day, one moment, I might feel really good about the sacrifice I made, how, just feeling good about it. Like I know that I did the right thing. It was in alignment with me. Um, it's in alignment with my beliefs and values, or at least many of them, right? It's in alignment with my soul. I can feel really good about that. However, then there's that grief piece, because if I'm sacrificing, then it means I'm giving up something. At least it feels like I'm giving up something, depending on the situation. So then the other side of that wobble is feeling hurt, sadness, maybe even some doubt. For me, I run into feelings of like blame, shame, and guilt, usually onto myself, because I tend to be a big critic towards me, right? So I grew up experiencing criticism, and then I just learned how to become a good critic, and then I just do it to myself, right? So in that feeling grief and sadness, and I might at times beat myself up thinking, you chose it, it's on you, right? You have no one else to blame, blah, 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 which does not serve the highest good. It does not do me nor anyone else any good to do that. It's part of our growth, right? It's part of, geez, it's part of this life experience, and not all of the life experiences are great. But to help us feel safe and secure in the moments of sacrifice and the moments of grief because of these sacrifices that we make, and the moments of maybe some doubt. Sure, there's other emotions too that come to mind, or that are not coming to mind at the moment, but grounding is huge. I notice for myself in some sacrifices that I'm making currently, which is mostly time, some distance with other family members, right? So like I'm spending a lot of time and focusing a lot of my energy on mom as she's in the hospital, then I feel like I'm neglecting my kiddos, which they're adults, but they're still my kids, and we have a good relationship, and my granddaughter, and my grandson, my business, like everything's focused on mom right now. So there's some sacrifices in that. But again, I feel good about it mostly, right? I won't beat myself up over it. There are moments, I don't know if I shared with you guys already, but like literally that my energy is so off. Not right now, but at times where I had to do grounding, my energy was so off. Those feelings of insecure, the instability that deal with the root chakra was so wonky that it was, I was physically unable to stand up straight without like stumbling. Had to hold on to things to catch my balance, to catch myself, to keep from falling, because I was wobbling physically. So I really just had to, once I got a grip, stand in one spot and do some grounding exercises so I could stand up and walk like, a human being. The weather here right now, like in Ohio in the US, is not great for putting your bare feet in the ground, at least not for a freeze baby like myself. But if you have like house plants, or even just being outside and connecting, putting your focus on the ground, I like to pay attention to what the bottom of my feet feel like, literally, physically, right? Having that image of energetic cords flowing through my lower chakras, down my legs and my feet, through the layers of the earth to the earth's crust to help me ground. Taking those deep breaths all the way to my feet with that in mind, right? That connection to earth to help ground. So even in moments of the sadness, the doubt, blame can go both ways, right? Sometimes I blame myself, sometimes I blame other people in my humanness. Any shame for me usually comes in those moments of when I get angry and I don't, when I get angry and I react in my humanness. I can have a sharp tongue. I can be kind of mean. So in moments of when I allow that to happen, then I have some inner shame of like, because I know better. I don't like to be in that space. I'm not blowing it off, but yet in my humanness, I'm still a human being. I still have emotions. I'm not always on top of my emotions, right? I do tend to react at times. But it's important to not allow ourselves to take those feelings and internalize them and hold on to them too long and beat ourselves up with them, because we just create more blocks in our chakras. And the more blocks we have, the more off balance, off kilter we are, the more we repeat the same type of cycle. So root chakra, feeling safe and secure, having our basic needs met, basic survival, which is sometimes that defensiveness where I get sharp at the mouth, it's like I'm defending myself out of anger, which I'm not really, but it's just what it feels like in that moment. I definitely don't want more cycles of that. What else? If you happen to watch this, or if you are watching, I can't necessarily tell on here right now. Let me know if you felt like I covered enough with grief and sacrifice, dealing with the root chakra. Because if not, I can make this a 2-week gig, right? We talk about it some more next week. I'm going to talk about it again tomorrow, but tomorrow we'll focus on the sacral chakra. So I'll move up the chakras, right? And I'm going to talk about grief and sacrifice for each one. I think too, what just came up was the idea and concept of both grief and sacrifice, with the root chakra meaning in our physical reality, in our humanness, is important because spiritually, so I like to go polar opposite in the chakras to do a reflection on that as well. So opposite of root is crown chakra, right? Crown chakra is our direct connection with source, God, creator, universe, whatever name you use, you give, highest self. So when it comes to highest self, source, energy, spirit, what is grief? Like, does grief exist? Right? I will say no, because nothing ends. Everything is energy. Energy doesn't end. It just transforms. It shifts, it moves, it transforms. It never ends. So if it never ends, then there's no grief, right? The grief as a human. It's the root chakra. It's our physical reality, our physical experience, our physical beliefs, or beliefs on our physical experience. Same with sacrifice. The sacrifice is our human sacrifice, right? In our human life experience, because again, energy, spirit, source, soul, highest self, there's no sacrifice, right? There's no sacrifice. It's just experience. It's just being. It's just allowing and living and choosing and flowing and maybe not flowing, but still being. So it is no sacrifice, because all is well regardless. That's my belief anyway. In that highest vibrational energy. Because even a low vibrational energy isn't wrong or bad, it's just how we tend to describe it because we don't like it, right? We don't like the low vibrational heavy feelings of ick. So as a human, we define it that way. But Source does not. I hope that helps. Again, the blame, shame, guilt kind of stuff that I tend to do a lot on myself, or at least used to, not as much now. When it comes to highest self, highest good, my soul, it's not the one shaming me, it's just my human belief. I think if there's anything else. When we allow to continue with the root chakra, when we are out of balance, again, I could feel that physical wobble, losing my step, right? You might feel physical pain, like real low back pain, hip pain in your legs, knees, ankles, feet. What else? Emotionally, we could feel really depressed. You could also feel real anxious. Kind of like that, the fight, flight, or freeze states. We feel those physically. Depression, the heavy, icky stuff. What else? I feel like I'm missing some. Fear. Oh my goodness, fear is a big one in the root chakra. Especially around our safety, right? Safety and security. We want things to feel solid and grounded and, secure. So when it doesn't, we have that off or that wobbly feeling. Okay, I think that's all I got for tonight. Let me know if that helps. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want me to expand a little bit more on that, because again, I can continue this theme. I don't know if that's a great word for it, but this theme for next week as well, but I'm still going to incorporate it tomorrow with the sacral chakra. So I hope you're having a wonderful day, night, whatever time in the world it is for you whenever you watch this video. So much love to you. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys.